I beg to give a notice of motion to condemnation of acts of lawlessness, destruction and vandalism on public and private properties and infrastructure during the June 25th demonstrations. That appreciating that Article 37 of the Constitution guarantees the right to assemble, demonstrate, and present petitions to public authorities peacefully. Further appreciating that on Wednesday, 25th June 2025, sections of the population participated in public demonstration and protest in various parts of the country. Deeply disturbed that in exercise of this great constitutional right, there were numerous cases of violence, arson, invasion into both private and public premises, attacks on innocent wananchi and security officials, most so police officers, and further deeply disturbed that demonstrators destroyed and vandalized both public and private properties and infrastructure, including courts, administration offices, shops, business premises, homes, and supermarkets in various parts of the country, including Nairobi, Kikuyu, and Olkalau, among other places. Alarmed by the attempt by the demonstrators to enter girls' schools, including the Statehouse Girls' School, Nairobi, now therefore this House, one condemns in the strongest terms the deliberate destruction of public and private property and infrastructure during demonstrations, including court records. Expressing grave concern over the repeated incidents of violence targeting civilians and public officers, including security personnel. Affirms and acknowledges the right of every citizen to demonstrate, protest, and express dissent, while emphasizing the need to protect life, livelihoods, and property, and calls upon the Inspector General of Police and the Directorate of Criminal Investigation to immediately and expeditiously investigate the acts of lawlessness and bring to justice those found culpable, including current and former politicians who are involved in the planning, mobilization, financing, and incitement of mobs, goons, and criminals. So, Speaker, I give a notice of motion.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Before we prosecute that order, can the majority leader, minority leader, and Otieno Amolo approach the Speaker for some consultation? Order. Honorable members, then we'll proceed. I hope you have all seen the order paper, supplementary. You have a supplementary order paper in circulation. After statements, and on statements, I will allow requests, which are 4, and the majority leader's Thursday statement. The responses to statements will come later. After that, honorable members, we'll do a procedural motion at order number 9, which will be moved by the majority leader, and it should be disposed of in no time. After that, we'll go to the motion to which the minority leader has given notice, and I'll allocate to that motion 1.5 hours. In those 1.5 hours, and I'm sure each one of you has a story to tell, I'll give the majority and minority leader 10 minutes each, and the rest of the members, I'll assign them 2 minutes so that we can have as many of you speaking as you can. If you think 2 minutes is too much, we can reduce. If it's too little, we can add. But I believe we can do with 2 minutes, can't we? 2 minutes each. We'll do 2 minutes. Yes, Kamukunji member, what is the issue?
I was going to suggest maybe 5 minutes, but 3 minutes would be okay. Yeah.
Okay. Let's compromise to 3. Let's compromise to 3. And after that, we will then go to the constitutional bill that will take, after we finish the motion by the majority minority leaders, we'll then go back to order 7 and take responses to statements, and then go to the constitutional bill. So call out order number, you have called out order number 7. Member for Turkana Central, Joseph Namwar. Honorable Namwar.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Request for statement regarding lack of development and non-exploitation of Lake Turkana resources. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson.
Honorable Namwar, speak with vigor. I can't hear you.
There's a lot of noise all over, Honorable Speaker.
Order, members. Order. Go ahead.
Request for statement regarding lack of development and non-exploitation of Lake Turkana resources. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation regarding the lack of coordinated development and sustainable exploitation of Lake Turkana resources. Honorable Speaker, Lake Turkana is the largest desert lake in the world and a designated United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, World Heritage Site. It spans Turkana and Marsabit counties and supports livelihoods for thousands of fisherfolk, fish traders, and local communities. The lake hosts a variety of fish species and is home to unique biodiversity, including numerous bird species, as well as Nile crocodiles and hippopotamuses. It also holds significant archaeological and anthropological value, most notably for the discovery of the Turkana boy. Despite its vast potential and cultural significance, Lake Turkana remains underdeveloped, and opportunities for ecotourism and cultural tourism opportunities like the Tobong Lore Festival remain largely untapped. Fisherfolk and beach management units continue to face major challenges, including limited road access, lack of cold storage facilities, inadequate fishing gear, and poor access to reliable markets. While development patterns such as the Norwegian Agency for Development Cooperation, NORAD, have supported initiatives in the region, their impact has been limited due to the absence of a coordinated development framework and strategic leadership in Lake Turkana. Lake Turkana holds the potential to contribute to regional economic development by strengthening blue economy, value chains, and improving linkages to nearby cross-border markets. Indeed, the theme of the 2025 Madaraka Day celebrations, promotion of a sustainable blue economy for national development, underscored the importance of unlocking such potential. It is therefore essential that Lake Turkana be prioritized for inclusive, equitable, and sustainable development by the government. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Blue Economy, Water, and Irrigation on the following. 1, plans to establish the Lake Turkana Development Authority, including the expected timelines for its establishment. 2, strategies in place to develop the blue economy of Lake Turkana, particularly in fisheries, aquaculture, and regional trade. 3, infrastructure projects currently underway to support economic activities around the lake, including roads, cold storage facilities, and fish landing sites. 4, support being provided to fisherfolk and beach management units, BMUs, to enhance access to equipment, financing, markets, and capacity building. And 5, Honorable Speaker, measures in place to protect Lake Turkana from environmental threats, including coordination of conservation efforts and sustainable exploitation of its resources. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Bowen. When can you bring a response?
Mr. Speaker, 2 weeks after recess, I will bring an answer.
When?
Assuming we are going to break for a recess, Mr. Speaker, I will bring in 2 weeks after recess.
No. You bring the first week after recess.
Most obliged.
Yes. Paul Abor. Honorable Paul Abor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Blue Economy, Water, and Irrigation regarding the status of Rongo Water Supply Project. Yes. Honorable Speaker, access to safe and reliable water is not only an essential, but also serves as a catalyst for economic growth and prosperity. Enhanced water infrastructure supports commercial activities, improves livelihoods, and strengthens communities' capacity to adapt to the impacts of climate change. To this end, the Lake Victoria South Water Development Agency initiated the Rongo Water Supply Project in November 2022 to improve access, quality, availability, and sustainability of water supply in Rongo constituency. Regrettably, the contract made with the initial contractor of the project has since been terminated. Further, the Lake Victoria Water Development Agency has yet to initiate the procurement process to engage a new contractor for completion of this critical water supply project. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Blue Economy, Water, and Irrigation on the following. Number 1, the steps taken to ensure that another contractor is procured and engaged to complete the Rongo Town Water Supply Project, including the projected timelines for resumption and completion of the works. Number 2, a report on the funds disbursed to the initial contractor from the Kenya shillings 170 million allocated to the Lake Victoria South Water Development Agency for the project, and an indication of the remaining balance available for completion of the project. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, an update on the progress of the works executed prior to termination, including the percentage of the project completed by the initial contractor. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Bowen, you bring at the same time as the one of Honorable Namwar.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Beatrice Elachi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to request for a statement regarding the high cost of treatment for diabetes, Mr. Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C. I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health regarding the high cost of treatment of diabetes. Honorable Speaker, there has been a significant rise in diabetes cases in the country, affecting approximately 2.3 million people. In 2024, the World Health Organization reported increased cases of diabetes in the country with significantly low treatment coverage at fewer than 4 out of 10 diabetic adults receiving glucose-lowering medication. This low coverage has attributed to the high cost of treatment that averages at 750 shillings per insulin injection, resulting in low uptake of the medication, especially in low-income households. The prevalence of the disease has also been attributed to the lack of screening due to limited awareness and availability of diagnostic and monitoring tests. The surge in diabetes and the high cost of accessing medication pose an imminent danger in the healthcare system and is likely to increase the mortality rates in the country if not addressed urgently. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health on the following: a detailed report on the measures being put in place by the government to reduce the high prevalence of diabetes in the country, including subsidizing the cost of treatment, the measures being taken to raise awareness and encourage screening among Kenyans, including households in rural and marginalized areas of the country, and clarification on whether diabetes treatments is covered under the Social Health Insurance Fund, and if not, the measures being taken by the government to ensure provision of diabetes treatment under the Social Healthcare Insurance Fund. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Chair Health. When can you bring a response?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 2 weeks after we come from recess, I'll have an answer.
1 week. You are recessing for a month.
For a month. Okay, 1 week.
Committees are not closing.
1 week.
Okay. Arama. Samuel Arama.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I request for a statement regarding the attempted grabbing of land, L number 2015-46 in Nakuru Municipality. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44/2, subsection C, I raise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee of Lands regarding the attempted grabbing of land in Nakuru Municipality. Honorable Speaker, for decades hard-working Juakari artisans and micro-entrepreneurs have occupied the developed land in Nakuru Municipality. They said land for the purpose of informal
Order, members. Order.
Despite their significant contributions to the local economy and the national development, these citizens have continued to operate under conditions of unsanity, harassment, and the threats of displacement from the said land. This is a set of affairs runs contrary to the provisions of Article 40 of the Constitution that guarantees the right to property and protection from arbitrary deprivation. Honorable Speaker, Article 10 of the Constitution enjoins all public officers and institutions to observe the national values and the principles of governance, including independence, protection of the marginalized, and sustainable development. The attempted grabbing of the land threatens to legitimize the long-standing occupation of the land by the artisan and institutionalization for the artisan micro-entrepreneurship. It is therefore necessary that the administrative actions be taken to regularize the tenure of land occupied by the Juakari artisans. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Lands on the following. 1. A report of the status of ownership of the land under RR number 2015-46 in the Nakuru municipality. Number 2, specific steps that the National Land Commission has taken to regularize the land occupied by members of the Nakuru Municipality Juakari Association. Number 3, an investigation or site verification taken by the National Land Commission to establish that the historical occupation and the use of the land. Number 5, measures in place to protect the members of the Nakuru Municipality and the Juakari artisans from illegal evictions, safeguard their land ownership, and ensure they are issued with the title or formal tenure documents, including timelines for solving this matter. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Chair Lands, Nyamoko. When can you bring a response?
In the next 3 weeks, Honorable Speaker.
We are going on recess, so you bring the first or second day of resumption.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Majority Leader.
If we get. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 42A, I rise to give the following statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Tuesday, 24th June 2025 to prioritize business for consideration during the week. Honorable Speaker, as members will note, while the House resolved to proceed on a short recess today, it is proposed that the House alters its calendar to hold a sitting on Tuesday, 1st July 2025 as published in today's supplementary order paper. The House is therefore expected to proceed on recess on Wednesday, 2nd July 2025 and resume regular sittings on Tuesday, 22nd July 2025. Honorable Speaker, I wish to commend the leadership of this House and members for the dedication and cooperation exhibited in the session so far. As members are aware, during this part of the session, the House considered and passed various key legislative business, including the following bills which have been assented to by the President today: the Finance Bill of 2025, the Appropriation Bill 2025, and the Supplementary Appropriation Number 3 Bill of 2025. In addition, the House approved nomination of various persons to public offices, including approval of nominees for appointment as chairpersons and members of the Independent Election Boundaries Commission, approval of nominees for appointment as chairperson and members of the Public Benefit Organization Dispute Tribunal, and approval of nominees to various National Government Constituency Development Fund committees. Honorable Speaker, with regards to business scheduled for Tuesday, 22nd July 2025, the House is expected to consider the Senate amendments to the National Disaster Risk Management Bill 2023 in the Committee of the Whole House. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, debate will be undertaken on the following motions, some of which are listed in today's order paper. 1, approval of the mediated version of the Gambling Control Bill of 2023. 2, consideration of Senate amendments to the National Disaster Risk Management Bill of 2023. 3, consideration of the performance audit report on the provision of services to persons with disabilities by the National Council for Persons with Disabilities. And 4, consideration of comprehensive economic partnership agreement between the Republic of Kenya and the United Arab Emirates. Honorable Speaker, finally, the House Business Committee will reconvene again on Tuesday, 22nd July 2025 to schedule business for the rest of that week. On behalf of the House Business Committee, I wish members a good weekend. And Honorable Speaker, may I now lay this statement on the table of the House.
Order, members. Members on their feet, take your seats. Take your seats. Jerry, take your seat. Honorable members, you will notice that on the supplementary order paper, we have a motion at order number 9, which seeks to enlarge our calendar to go on recess on Tuesday. The reason we are doing that is because of the business at order number 12, the bill on NGCDF, GAF, and other related matters. The members who are persuading me that they have lobbied sufficiently and you may have numbers to vote. Remember,